Ricotta's Mighty Robot versus the Mecha Monkeys from Mars by Dav Pilkey, read by James Horton. Chapter 1, The Big Mistake. One day, Ricotta and his mighty robot were playing hide-and-seek in their yard. "This game is too easy," said Ricky. "Let's ride skateboards instead." Ricky got his skateboard out of the garage, but there is no skateboard big enough for his mighty robot. "I know," said Ricky. "We can use my parents' minivan." Soon, Ricky and his mighty robot were zooming down the street. "This is fun," said Ricky. But it stopped being fun when they wiped out. Crash! Splash! When Ricky and his robot got out of the pond, they saw the smashed-up minivan. "Uh-oh," said Ricky. "We're in big trouble now." Ricky's mighty robot put the minivan back in the driveway. "Maybe Mom and Dad won't notice," said Ricky. But they did. Chapter 2, Big Trouble. Ricky's mother and father were not happy. "All right," said Ricky's father. "Which one of you boys squished our minivan?" Ricky and his mighty robot looked down at the ground. They were very worried. Finally, Ricky confessed. "We both did," said Ricky. "It was an accident." "You boys are very irresponsible," said Ricky's father. "Yes," said Ricky's mother, "and you will have to find a way to pay for the damage that you have done." Chapter 3, Major Monkey Hates Mars. Meanwhile, about 35 million miles away on the planet Mars, there lived a mean little monkey who was hatching an evil plan. His name was Major Monkey, and he hated living on Mars. Mars was a cold, dry place and a very, very lonely place. Major Monkey kept himself busy by building evil robots and strange machines in his secret laboratory, but he was still lonely. There was nobody to talk to. There was nobody to yell at. And at worst of all, there was nobody to be mean to. So Major Monkey decided to take over the planet Earth and enslave all of mouse kind. Major Monkey had watched Earth for many months. He saw other evil villains try to take over the planet, but they were always stopped by Ricotta's mighty robot. "I must get rid of that mighty robot," said Major Monkey, "and I know just how to do it." Chapter 4, The Trap. The next morning, as Ricky and his mighty robot walked to school, they tried to think of a way to pay for their mistake of wrecking the minivan. "How many years will it take to buy a new minivan with my allowance?" asked Ricky. Ricky's robot used his super brain to figure out the answer. Said Ricky. "Only 259 years? Maybe we should think of a better plan." Suddenly, a small spaceship zoomed out of the sky. The top of the spaceship opened up, and the space mouse peeked out. "Help us! Help us!" cried the space mouse. "Mars is under attack! We need your mighty robot to save us!" Ricotta's mighty robot could not turn away from someone who needed help, so the mighty robot followed the tiny spaceship all the way to Mars. "Be careful up there," Ricky shouted. Chapter 5, Betrayed. Ricky's mighty robot soon arrived on Mars. He saw a strange laboratory but did not see any evil villains. The mighty robot flew closer to the laboratory. Suddenly, a giant metal hand reached out of the hillside. It grabbed Ricky's robot and would not let go. Ricky's mighty robot tried and tried, but he could not escape the grip of the giant metal hand. Major Monkey looked up from his tiny spaceship and pulled the puppet out of his hand. "I tricked you! I tricked you!" Major Monkey mocked. "Now it is you who needs help! Ha ha ha!" Major Monkey pressed a button inside his spaceship. Soon, 3 giant mecha monkeys rose from the depths of the strange laboratory. Major Monkey called out to his troop. "Mecha monkeys," he cried, "it is time for me to take over the Earth. Follow me." Chapter 6, Major Monkey Makes His Move. Ricky was taking a spelling test when he saw the little spaceship return with 3 enormous mecha monkeys. "Hey," cried Ricky, "where's my robot?" "He got into a tight squeeze," laughed Major Monkey, "and he's never coming back. Ha ha ha." "No," cried Ricky, but there's nothing he could do. Major Monkey flew through the streets of Squeakyville and ordered everyone on Earth to surrender. "I'm the boss of Earth now," said Major Monkey, "and everyone must obey me." Chapter 7, The Mouse from Sasa. That afternoon, Ricky sat in his bedroom missing his best friend. "We are sure that your robot will be okay," said Ricky's mother. "Yes," said Ricky's father. "He'll find a way to escape. I just know it." Soon there was a knock on the front door. It was a general from Squeakyville Air and Space Association. "We are going to send a space shuttle up to Mars to rescue your mighty robot," said the general. "He is our only hope." "Hooray!" cried Ricky. "And we need you to come with us, Ricky," said the general. "You know that robot better than anyone." "Can I go?" Ricky asked his parents. "Please?" "Well," said Ricky's father, "all right, but you must promise to be careful." "Hooray!" cried Ricky. Chapter 8, The Space Shuttle. Ricky and his parents got into the general's car. The general turned on rocket boosters and they all flew straight to the space center. "This is so cool," said Ricky's father. Soon, Ricky was sitting inside a giant space shuttle with 3 real astromice. Ricky fastened his seatbelt and off they blasted into outer space. When the shuttle arrived on Mars, Ricky and his astromice saw Major Monkey's laboratory. They saw the mighty robot trapped inside the giant metal hand. But what could they do? Suddenly, another giant metal hand reached out of the hillside and grabbed the space shuttle. Then the strange laboratory began to rise up from the ground. It rose higher and higher until finally it stepped out of the ground. Major Monkey's laboratory had turned into a colossal orangutan. The astromice inside the space shuttle tried to open the emergency exit door, but it was stuck. It could only open halfway. "I think I can fit through," said Ricky. Ricky squeezed his way out of the space shuttle and headed towards the laboratory. Chapter 9. Ricky to the rescue. The orangutan stomped its feet as Ricky bravely climbed up its giant arm. Soon Ricky found a doorway in the orangutan and he crawled inside the strange laboratory. Once inside, Ricky looked around the control center. He saw lots of evil robots and many strange machines. Then Ricky found the main power switch. Ricky grabbed the switch and tried to turn off the power, but the switch was stuck. Ricky pulled and pulled on the switch. Finally, Ricky was spotted by an evil robo-chimp. "Destroy the intruder," said robo-chimp. "Destroy the intruder." The robo-chimp grabbed Ricky's breathing tube and started pulling. Soon, other robo-chimps joined. Harder and harder they pulled. Then Ricky got an idea. He wrapped his breathing tube around the main power switch and held on tight. The robo-chimps pulled and pulled. Finally, the switch began to move. The harder the robo-chimps pulled, the more the switch moved. Kerclink! Suddenly, the power of the whole laboratory turned off. "Hooray!" cried Ricky. Chapter 10. Freedom. Outside, the orangutan lost all of its power. Ricky's mighty robot pushed his way out of the giant metal hand. He was free at last. But inside, Ricky was in trouble. The robo-chimps rushed towards Ricky. "Must destroy intruder," they chanted. "Must restore power." "Help me!" screamed Ricky as the robo-chimps came closer and closer. Kerpow! Ricky's mighty robot punched a hole through the roof and grabbed Ricky just in time. Ricky pushed the self-destruct button with his tail. "Let's get out of here," cried Ricky as the laboratory began to shake and crumble. With Ricky in one hand and the space shuttle in the other, Ricky's mighty robot zoomed into space just in time. Kaboom! That takes care of Mars, said Ricky. "Now we have to save Earth." Chapter 11, Back to Earth. When they got back to Earth, Ricky's mighty robot spotted Major Monkey. "Well, what are you doing here?" asked Major Monkey. "We're here to save Earth." "Oh, yeah?" said Major Monkey. "We'll see about that." He called his Mecha monkeys and ordered them to destroy Ricky's mighty robot. Ricky's robot put Ricky in a space shuttle somewhere safe. Then the robo battle began. Ricky's robot treated the Mecha monkeys to 2 servings of punch, 1 foot long. Major Monkey was very upset. "All right, banana brains," he shouted. "Quit monkeying around. Let's see some action." Chapter 12, The Big Battle in Flipperama. Chapter 13, Paying for Mistakes. Poor Major Monkey. His Mecha monkeys flew home to Mars and he could not rule the world anymore. Cried Major Monkey. "I made a big mistake." "Yes," said Ricky, "and now you must pay for your mistake." Together, the 2 heroes put Major Monkey where he belonged, in the Squeakyville jail. "Thank you, boys, for saving the Earth," said General. "If there's anything we can do to repay you, please let me know." Ricky whispered in the robot's ear. The robot nodded his giant head. "Well, sir," said Ricky, "we sure could use a new minivan." "All right," said the General. "How many would you like?" Chapter 14, Heroes. Ricky and his mighty robot flew back to the Space Center to meet Ricky's parents. "Mom, Dad," cried Ricky, "look what the General gave us, a brand new minivan." "Wow," said Ricky's mother. "We'll race you home," said Ricky's father. So Ricky, Ricotta, and his mighty robot raced the rocket-powered minivan all the way home. Soon the whole Ricotta family was safe at home, eating cheese pizza and drinking root beer. "Thank you for rescuing each other today," said Ricky's mother. "Yes," said Ricky's father, "and thank you for paying for your mistake." "No problem," said Ricky. "That's what friends are for."